In the United States, election fever is red, white, blue, and green. But in this particular election, voters will be choosing which distinguished lady replaces Andrew Jackson on the $20 note. The president's supporters argue that the Iranian nuclear deal could be Obama's greatest foreign policy legacy. But even with the deal in place, members of Congress say that they have the final word. Only 6 months ago, if I'd walked into Washington, D.C. holding this gun, it would have been illegal. Now all you have to do to start the process is fill out this permit application. But it doesn't end there. Messerschmitt came to the Donovan Hotel after Gorman answered an ad he posted on Craigslist. That's according to court documents. They go on to say that it was here that the married lawyer was repeatedly stabbed in the stomach, groin, and the heart. In a city known for its wheeling and dealing,
$8. Came out with some good deals.
this Washington, D.C. meeting hall is less about law and more about laces.
I'll probably give them to you for about $120.
The SneakerCon is the U.S.'s biggest touring athletic shoe convention.
For the low.
Inside, they're checking their inventory,
It's pretty insane.
doing some early bargaining, and psyching themselves up for the Trader's Pit, the stock exchange for foot-wearing gold.
I'm trying to get rid of them for $190.
One sports company that is set to change its business model in the coming years, however, is Adidas.
Oh, I love being Andrew Wiggins.
Adidas is currently the official outfitter of the National Basketball Association, an 11-year contract worth $400 million. In the US, sneakers and basketball are so linked that a lot of the top players have shoes named after them. But even with that connection, Adidas has decided that in 2017, they will no longer be an official sponsor of the NBA.
MJ is like a mythical figure, and he's the greatest of all time.
Ducky Yu owns his own boutique trainer shop and has been a consultant for top companies, including Adidas and Nike. He tells me the relationship between the league and the shoe companies is uneven.
It's not worth the type of investment that they make to commit to a minimum that the league mandates. You have to sort of guarantee a certain number of sales, and it's a lofty expectation to live up to.
So who's the winner, the basketball league or the shoe companies?
I think at the end of the day, the league wins, but the league definitely is driving the business as far as like visibility for these athletic companies are concerned.
Came out with some good deals.
In the pit, the answer is the same.
Well, when I was little, I always watched basketball, and then every time I watched basketball, I seen everybody with the hottest shoe. I think it's a big contribution because I feel like I wouldn't buy LeBrons if KD was wearing them, or if I wouldn't buy LeBrons if Kobe was wearing them. I would buy them because LeBron wearing them. That's my favorite player.
From Washington, D.C., I'm OLIVIA CRELLIN. The Navy Memorial in Washington, D.C., a place of high honor and respect, evident in the faces of these World War II era veterans who came to visit. But for Landon Wilson, honor and respect are words he's waiting to hear.
Before I began my deployment training, I was seen completely as male.
In 2013, then Petty Officer Wilson was on the brink of a promotion in Afghanistan, until his Navy paperwork threw up a discrepancy in his record.
I went through male uniform issue, they had me in male barracks, did all the training with the guys, was seen as one of the guys, and nobody questioned anything. And when my leadership was looking at my enlisting paperwork, they saw that I had enlisted as a female, which was very different from how they saw me.
Wilson is transgender, and that fact alone led to his military discharge. More than 2 years after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the law that barred gay men and women from openly serving in the military, U.S. transgender service members can still be dismissed from the force without question. The discrimination is a result of a decades-old policy that still considers gender nonconformity a mental illness. That policy is now coming under scrutiny as service members like Wilson become more visible.
This is a really important issue for transgender people, not only because there are probably about 15,000 people currently serving, and just a lot of others who someday would hope to serve, but because it's our federal government discriminating. So I think they understand there's no real reason that transgender people are excluded, other than that they always have been.
That's not the case for many of the United States allies. In the United Kingdom, for example, transgender service has been legal since 1999. So there's almost 20 other countries in the world that allow transgender members of the military. Why is the United States so behind on this?
So the transgender exclusion in the U.S. military is about regulations, but it's really about inertia. We've now had 2 secretaries of defense in a row who have said people should be able to serve if they can serve. Let's study this. And we need the Pentagon to do whatever studying they have to do whatever decision making they have to do, and get on with it. We know it's inevitable. I think they know it's inevitable. And in the meantime, our military readiness is disadvantaged, and a lot of really, really good people are going to get hurt.
It was very much a double life that became exhausting.
Wilson is not bitter about what happened to him. He's just keen to make sure that others do not end up as he did.
The question I get asked a lot is, would you enlist again if you had the opportunity? And it's easy to say no. It's easy to be angry at the institution or at the regulations or the policy. But that's not who I am. I look forward to the day that re-enlisting is a possibility, but I know that for the 15,500 that are actively serving, that day is not going to come soon enough.
Olivia CRELLIN, Washington, D.C.